What's going on, guys? I'm Tanner, and today I'm going to be talking about the Ned Rig, or otherwise known as the Midwest Finesse Rig. Alright, so I'm going to go over where it started, how it started, what you need to make the Ned Rig, and the rod and the line and stuff like that that you need to use. Alright, so I'm going to start out with where the Ned Rig started and why it began. Okay, so what the Ned Rig is it's a finesse rig that was created out in the Midwest in Kansas by a group of four guys that wanted to make something that they could catch 100 bass in 4 hours with. So what they did was they started playing around with things, and they took a Z-Man zinker, which is their Senko type bait, and then they cut them in half, and then glued them onto jig heads. And then it started working. They were catching their 100 fish in 4 hours, and people started noticing and wanted to figure out how they were doing it. So people started copying, and it's kind of become one of them rigs that's just caught on, and people keep using it because it works. So that group of men partnered up with Z-Man, because Z-Man was where they originally started they took the Z-Man zinkers, cut them in half, and that's how they started. So they partnered up with Z-Man to develop the Finesse TDR. Alright, and what TDR stands for is the real deal. So this is what it looks like right here. Right there. And these are solely made for Ned Rig setups. So they have, on one end, they have a bunch of bubbles, circles, kind of ridges on the bait. And then on the other end, they have kind of like your normal Senko rings. And then in the middle, they have like an egg sac where it's just completely flat there. As y'all can see, y'all should be able to see that on camera. But these things here, they're 2.75 inches long, so they're fairly short. And so they created these to be used as the worms. Then they need something to go for the heads instead of having to glue them onto jig heads. So Z-Man also created the Finesse Shroomz. That's what the packaging looks like. Alright, and this is what the Shroomz look like. Let's see, right about there, and there's the head. So what they do is they fit flush to the bait, just like this right here. They fit flush on it, just like that. Then your hook comes out the top, just like a regular, like you were rigging up something on whatever you call it. Can't remember what I'm talking about. All right, let me get back to what this. But so, and it also has, with the Z-Man products, it has a keeper on it. Y'all can see right there, because Z-Man's made of a little bit different material. It's made of elastex, which is 10 times stronger than other baits. But so they made this trailer keeper on there so that it would hold that bait on there and keep it from sliding off. Y'all should be able to see it right there. Y'all can see it. All right, so that's what these were invented for. So the rod and line that you want to use with these, okay? So you want to start out with your rod. You want to go with about a medium to a medium light with either a moderate or a fast action. The rod I personally use is a medium with a fast action on it. Now, it's kind of different from most people. It's kind of different. I mean, I kind of differ. But some people prefer a medium light, moderate action, or medium moderate action. But just use the rod you have and play around with it and see what works best for you. Alright, and then the line, you want to use about 4 to 8 pound fluorocarbons, what I usually use. I like to stay about the 6 pound range. That's where I usually stay at. But if I'm fishing like really heavy cover, heavy rock, something like that, I'll go up to 8 pound. Or if I can get away, I'll go down with 4 pound. Because this is made for a finesse rig, so you want to make the line as small as you can. But most people are probably looking at this and saying, well, the men originally started out with taking the dinkers and cutting them in half and just gluing them onto jig heads. So why couldn't I do that? I mean, you can do that, okay? You can do that. But it's not designed to do that, okay? This has been tested and designed to be on the Ned Rig, okay? This is what works. I could take any jig head out there and put on any type of bait. I could cut a Senko in half. People have done that before. They'll cut Senkos and run them on here and say they're better than these. Okay? There's a really annoying truck outside right now. But, I mean, this is what was designed to do this. So, I mean, if you're a carpenter, let's say, and you have to nail a nail in somewhere, would you rather try to nail it in with a screwdriver or hit it with a hammer? Basically, that's where you're at with these. This is the right way to do it, and then people try to do it a different way, which it still works to a point, but it's not near as effective as doing it this way. Like, I can still hammer in a nail with a screwdriver. It's just going to take me a little bit longer, and it'd be a little bit harder than with a hammer. So that's why, I mean, these parts don't cost that much either. So that's why I just advise going out and getting the originals, okay? Because these Z-Man products, the way they're made, like I said, they're 10 times tougher than normal baits. So some of these baits here, they'll last 50 plus fish. How many baits does that usually Gary Yamamoto Senko last? How many fish does, I said baits, I think. How many fish does Gary Yamamoto Senko last? Usually you're about 1 or 2 if you're lucky. The most I've ever caught on one Gary Yamamoto Senko was 3 fish. And then it fell off. But this has kind of been my quick review kind of here of this, the Ned Rig system, or the Midwest Finesse Rig as it's also called. Thank y'all for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoy. And if y'all are fishing some pressured water this year, go out and pick you up some of these finesse TDRs with the Finesse Shroomz jig heads, and I'm sure you'll probably catch tons of bass. But thanks for watching again, and see y'all on the next video.